Picture this: 130 Twitter accounts compromised, 45 used to spread a global scam, $118,000 stolen in Bitcoin. And it all happened in a matter of hours. The 2020 Twitter hack wasn't just another cyber attack, it was a wake-up call that shook the foundations of our digital world. But here's what makes this story truly extraordinary. The mastermind behind this unprecedented breach wasn't a seasoned cybercriminal or a state-sponsored hacking group. It was a 17-year-old kid from Florida named Graham Ivan Clark. Today, we're diving deep into how a teenager managed to breach one of the world's most influential social media platforms, and what it means for the future of our online security. Imagine a war where the enemy is invisible. The weapons are lines of code, and the battlefield is everywhere you look. This isn't science fiction. It's the reality of our digital world. Every day, we carry around powerful computers in our pockets, connecting us to a vast network of information and communication. But with this connectivity comes vulnerability, a dark underbelly where shadowy figures wait to exploit any weakness they can find. Our story begins in the seemingly innocent world of Minecraft, specifically on hardcore faction servers. While most players saw it as just a game, for Graham Ivan Clark, known online as Kirk or OpenHCF, it was a training ground. Here, he learned the basics of digital deception, honing skills that would later shake the cybersecurity world. Clark's journey into the digital underground began on OG Users, a black market forum where hackers traded coveted social media accounts like precious commodities. These OG accounts, rare, single-word usernames like ADARK, AW, L, and A, could sell for thousands of dollars to eager buyers. While Clark's initial time on OG Users was brief, just 4 days before being banned, it connected him to a network of hackers that would prove crucial in his future schemes. 2019 marked a turning point. Using skills honed in the OG account trading scene, Clark executed his first major attack. His target? Seattle angel investor Greg Bennett. Using a sophisticated technique called SIM swapping, the process was deceptively simple. Convince a mobile carrier to transfer someone's phone number to a new SIM card, then use that number to bypass two-factor authentication on various accounts. It was this technique that Clark would perfect in his attack on Greg Bennett. Clark managed to steal 164 bitcoins, and like that, millions in digital currency vanishing into thin air. Even more shocking was his boldness. Using the alias Scrim, he sent extortion notes to Bennett, demanding more money and declaring, "We are always one step ahead and this is your easiest option." When authorities caught up with Clark for the Bennett heist, his age became his shield. At just 16, he was treated as a minor, receiving what amounted to a slap on the wrist. This brush with the law didn't deter him. If anything, it emboldened him. He had taken on a seasoned investor and walked away virtually unscathed. In his mind, he was untouchable. Spring 2020 created an unprecedented opportunity. As COVID-19 swept across the globe, Twitter made a crucial decision: send everyone home. Employees struggled with VPN connections, IT support was stretched thin, and most critically, Twitter had been operating without a chief information security officer since December 2019. Clark, now working with collaborators Mason Shepard and Nima Fazeli, saw his chance to combine everything he'd learned.
All right, guys, time to put everything we've learned into action.
OG accounts, crypto schemes, and now, social engineering.
This is our moment. Let's make it count.
The OG account trading from his early days, the cryptocurrency schemes from the Bennett attack, and a new element: social engineering. Clark and his team executed a highly strategic social engineering attack. They meticulously researched Twitter employees, compiling detailed profiles based on their social media activity and professional connections. Their calls weren't random. They specifically targeted employees who were inexperienced with remote work or appeared overwhelmed by technical issues. Posing as IT support, they used insider terminology and demonstrated knowledge of Twitter's internal systems to sound credible. With each successful call, they gathered more information, making their next attempt even more convincing. The effectiveness of their attack lay in its ability to bypass traditional security measures by exploiting human psychology, rather than relying on sophisticated hacking techniques. Instead of breaking through firewalls or cracking passwords, they ultimately gained access to Twitter's internal system. They turned their attention to some of the most prominent Twitter accounts in the world.
It's time. We're going for the big ones.
By 3:30 p.m., they escalated to their main objective, taking control of Twitter's most influential accounts. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Apple, Uber. The list of compromised accounts grew to 130 high-profile targets. At 4:17 p.m., these accounts began tweeting a cryptocurrency scam. Feeling grateful, doubling all payments sent to my Bitcoin address. You send $1,000, I send back $2,000. Within hours, the accounts of Barack Obama, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and other influential figures were all compromised, and began tweeting out and enticing this fraudulent message.
It's happening. We're live.
A classic cryptocurrency scam, but now being broadcast from some of the most trusted voices on the platform.
By 5:45 p.m., Twitter was forced to publicly acknowledge the breach.
We need to act fast. Suspend all verified accounts from tweeting.
Their response was unprecedented. They temporarily suspended all verified accounts from tweeting. Think about that for a moment. One of the world's largest communication platforms chose to partially silence itself rather than risk further compromise. Public institutions like the National Weather Service suddenly found themselves unable to communicate critical information.
Let's hope this is enough to stop the chaos.
They really pulled the plug on everyone.
We made history, that's for sure.
The immediate damage was significant. Approximately $118,000 in Bitcoin stolen from unsuspecting users who fell for the scam. But the real cost was in trust and reputation. Twitter's stock price dropped 4% in the following days. In the wake of the attack, Twitter implemented sweeping changes. Employees were required to attend supervised password changes. Access to internal systems was severely restricted. New security protocols were established. The Twitter hack wasn't just about stolen Bitcoin or compromised accounts. It exposed a fundamental truth about our digital age. Our greatest vulnerabilities aren't in our code, but in our humanity. Social engineering had proven more effective than any sophisticated malware. Today, as we become increasingly dependent on digital platforms, the lessons of the Twitter hack are more relevant than ever. Every day, countless attacks are launched against our online infrastructure, with social engineering becoming the weapon of choice. So what can we learn from this extraordinary breach? First, that age is no barrier to cybercrime. Second, that our strongest security systems can be undermined by simple human nature. And finally, that in our interconnected world, we're only as secure as our weakest link. The next time you receive an urgent email from IT or a direct message asking for sensitive information, remember the Twitter hack. Remember how a teenager with a phone and a gift for manipulation brought one of the world's largest social media platforms to its knees. In our digital age, skepticism isn't just healthy, it's essential. This has been the story of the 2020 Twitter hack, a stark reminder that in our digital world, nothing is quite as secure as we think it is. If you found this deep dive interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe.